We have such a beautiful community here in Tacoma. We have so many beautiful things, so many beautiful differences about ourselves and each other that are really honored here and in the spaces that we have. Just like this today, what we were talking about. Dr. Hollis really hit it on the head when she talked about how we need to when it comes to what community looks like, it has to look like you have to where you identify with it, right? And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to look out into the crowd and see so many different people that have come here today to be a part of this community. And yet what she said was so true. You go back and you tell 5 people and we can build a bigger community that can do more and we can be more for each other. But really what we talk about is what we bring to the table with our communities, right? The amount of caring and history and trauma and vulnerability and all those different things. We build community every day. It is ever changing. Our community is something that we need to tap into every day because it's always changing. It's human, right? And so that's what I love the most about community is every time you check in with community, you're going to get something just a touch different and it's going to build. It's like building a beautiful garden, right? And you just keep tending to it and every year you're going to bear fruits from it, but you're going to need different things in that garden to continue it, to make it grow. Transportation, healthcare. There is things that I learned, lack of information. We are so overwhelmed by misinformation that there is so much of knowledge out there that we just don't have because it's not readily available. And if it is readily available, you got to dig. And so just even getting ready to be up here with you today, I was like, you know what, I'm going to really dig into some information about the South End. So I own a home on the South End of Tacoma. I work in the South End of Tacoma. I love the South End. And my health is at risk because I live in a previously redlined area that is close to I-5. So my child who has asthma has more of a propensity to have asthma because we live on the South End of Tacoma where the industrial lines are so blurred where housing can exist right next to industry. We have lack of transportation. I can't tell you how many of my parents are not able to get to where they need to go to pick up children, to do any of these things. We can't have a field trip and say, look, meet us there, because they can't get there. But the district can't put them on a bus because of all the legal mumbo jumbo. There is so much, and God forbid if that parent has a felony. Our justice system is riddled with so much disparity that we cannot create enough opportunity to make up for the disparities that our families have. Healthcare. I went into the ER because my heart was feeling funny in May, and they told me that they could see me at a heart specialist in August. What? And I have health insurance. So you can imagine what it must look like for those folks that don't have health insurance. Or there are families. I just had a young lady come into my office the other day that she was scared because her dad is a Mexican American. And I'm going to say he's undocumented, but it don't matter. He's a Mexican American. Okay, he's here. And he doesn't feel comfortable going and he's been sick for 3 weeks. But he doesn't feel comfortable going to the doctor because he doesn't want to bring that onto his family because he doesn't know what that's going to look like. We have children that are terrified that ICE is going to come into our building. We have teachers that are terrified that they're going to have to hand one of their children over to ICE, which out of my school. But this is the things, these disparities are greater and greater as the days go. And we collectively can do something about that. You know, I saw this meme the other day where it was like the Pac-Man, he was chasing the school of fish. And then all of a sudden the school of fish turned around and was like, yo, we're bigger than you all together. And I thought to myself, that's my community. Because we don't have to do those things. Our superintendent just sent out an email today that said, we follow state guidelines up in here. And I've never been prouder. So, sorry, I just got
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm going to bring it to Bernie first, because you know I love my Bernie. Bernie Elementary is the school that I'm a family liaison at. And one of my most favorite programs that we have is called Walking School Bus. And every day, our kids walk with a trusted, caring adult to and from school. And they have bus stops along the way, because my school is a community school, it's a walking school. So the only buses that we have are buses that are purposed for special education or McKinney-Vento. So with our kids, you know, I mean, we're not too far from Hosmer, and anybody that's ever, you know, hung out on Hosmer realizes there is a lot of need there. There's a lot of mental health crisis, and our kids every day are coming upon people that are struggling. And for someone that is 5 and 7 and 8 and 9 years old, that can be scary. And having a trusted adult walking them through the streets brings neighbors out. I've been walking with these kids now for 2 years, and we're building community. We're building safe places. We're taking the streets back, and it has been amazing. And this partnership not only has helped get these children from A to B and back again, it's helped parents out that need to leave 30 minutes early. They got to get to school, and their kid has to get to school. They've got to get somewhere, school, career, wherever, and they don't have the time to make both work. So having that 30 extra minutes of us picking up at that bus stop has made a huge difference. And their kids are getting exercise. We're outside breathing. We're getting to know our neighbors. Our neighbors are coming out. I can't tell you, we have these 2 ladies that walk up this hill. It's crazy, you guys, the hill's like this. And every morning they're walking up the hill and they wave to the kids wave back, and it's beautiful. And that is one of the best initiatives, and it's called Safe Routes to School, and it's a partnership with the city of Tacoma, with Tacoma Public Schools, and then the health department, and it's beautiful. So I encourage you, look at your neighborhood school, see if there's a walking school bus. If you have a Wednesday off once a month, go be a part of it, because it's amazing, and you build another safe, trusting adult relationship in your community with those kids. Now I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it out to the district level. Our CTE program has become so robust lately because we went out into community and we asked community, different organizations, different, businesses, what are you looking for? What do you need? How can we build, instead of just building build a computer programming thing, we went out and said to the computer programmers, what do you need to know? And then we build CTEs that mirror that. Can you imagine if we did that all the time in community? We went out and talked to the people that we were actually, wanting to serve, or we wanted to be a part of. What does that look like? So one of the beautiful things that I saw in that program that I've just been watching as it's bloomed and grown, is that a word? Not a word. It's grown today. But the one thing that's really beautiful about that is that our children are prepared. We are giving them real things to get excited about and real knowledge to bring to those futures. Because how many times have you been sitting in a math class thinking, I am not going to need to know what the hell that stands for. I don't care. But then when you get into a program and they say, hey, look, this is the reason why you need to know those things, and you can apply it to real life, that is how you engage children. By giving them caring adults that walk them to and from school and say school is important, and I'm so glad you're here. That is how you build community and show them that the world is not this scary place that the news tells them it is. There are wonderful, beautiful people out there. So that's just a little slice of what we're doing in Tacoma.
Okay, thank you, Greg.
I was just talking about it in her breakout session. She said, you know, instead of us, I think it was Leah, maybe it was somebody in the room, but anyway, somebody great stood up and said something wonderful, and they basically said, stop recreating the wheel. We don't need another. We need to get with the people that are passionate. Their passion project is our passion project. Because I don't want another, I'm sorry, stop sending backpacks. I got enough backpacks. I need some people to show up for recess. I need you to play some games with the babies. I don't need pencils. I love pencils, but we have plenty. And I've had plenty for years now. But what I need is I need you to show up. I need when we want to change, we want to show our kids don't care about pencils. They don't because they break them, on purpose, like all the time. You would be surprised, like, why do I have so many pencils? If they're eating the erasers and breaking them, it's crazy. But really, at the end of the day, if you come one day of your year, this year, and go play hoop at your local junior high, because those babies really need us to show up. At your local junior high, just go out there and they're going to pretend like they don't like you, they don't side up with you. But I'm going to tell you what, when I walk into that junior high, when I walk into Baker, they turn into little kids again. Because that memory, I've been there for 10 years on the South End, and those babies are like, Miss Clark, and they lose their minds. And I'm going to tell you what, when you develop those relationships and you give them somebody, you are changing the fabric of the community that you want to see out there. Because those babies, we don't want them to have to suffer like we're doing, like all of those barriers that we're hitting. Not only are we going to move those barriers, but we are going to help them get through them. We're going to help them. We're going to provide them opportunities. We're not going to tell them to suck it up. We're not going to tell them, well, I used to walk 3 miles to school. No, you didn't. We didn't even walking school. Come on now, I hadn't even heard that program, Bernie. But we need to do those things for our kids. Not only are we opening the doors, and it's okay for them to be a little privileged. Sometimes I don't let my daughter know. Don't tell Gabby. But I'm glad I get to spoil her. I'm glad I get to show up and do things and snuggle her when she's feeling sick and do those little things that I wasn't given. Because I was told that I needed to be tougher. Well, I'm tough, but I'm going to be soft with our babies. And yes, we need to hold them accountable for things, but you know what? We need to hold ourselves accountable. We need to give them more to grasp onto. That is how we're really going to fill those gaps. Because standing in the middle of that gap is our babies. So let's just do better collectively. One day a year, just walk into a school, a junior high, and just love on some babies. Yeah. Drop off some snacks. You ain't got time, drop off some snacks. They're always eating.